Okay, I accidentally um, shut the recorder off. I hit the button, so I apologize for that. Anyway, my son wrecked his truck, and um, he ran home. He left his truck there. Well, of course, he couldn't drive it, but we were. It was close enough to home that he ran home and woke us up. And by the time we got back down there was paramedics, and they were looking in the weeds and the ditches, trying to find the person that was in the truck. And he should have been dead. I mean, really, because it just caved it in, and it just gave him enough space that he could get out. They wanted him to go to the hospital to get his, head checked for concussion or whatever, but he said he was fine. He didn't need to go, and he didn't even have a scratch on him. So he was very, very lucky. We were blessed for him to not get hurt. And I don't know why, but it seems like, you know, kids when they get their first vehicles, this, you know, percentage of them, wreck not long after they get them. Um, so it can be very, very dangerous, but you have to try to let them grow up, let them make the mistakes and everything. But we we ended up moving again into an apartment, and at that time, uh, I had stopped working at the mall, at the retail store that I was at. I stopped working there because um, there was a man that started coming in, and I worked in the men's department, and this guy was coming in, and 2 or 3 times a week, and he was, he would talk to me for a long time, just standing there in the department store, and we would talk about things, and I started having feelings for him, and um, I didn't think I would have feelings for anybody else, and but he was so interested in listening to me, and I was very interested in listening to him. So, I thought, I'm going to tell my husband I want a divorce, because I feel like, I don't, before this goes any further, I want to get out of my marriage. And so that evening I went home and I took everything out of his bed, out of our bedroom, and I put it in the back of the trailer. It was stupid. I know it was stupid for me to do that. And when he came home, I told him that I wanted a divorce, that he could stay back there in the back part of the trailer until he found him a place, that I was just tired of living the life that I was living and the way things were going. So he left, and my kids were tore up about it, and they, cried and was upset at me and everything, and I just started feeling really, really bad about it. So I called my husband and told him to come back home, and I explained to him, that I was having feelings for somebody else, and if I was, you know, having feelings for somebody else, that means that, something was wrong between he and I. And I explained to him I hadn't done anything. There's a fly flying around here. That I haven't done anything. I haven't talked to this person, and that like on the phone or anything like that. That he was just coming in to my job, and we were talking, and I apologized to him, and I said, I need to get away from there because I don't want to have feelings for anybody else. And I wanted us to work our problems out. And so, he went with me down there to the store for my exit interview, and I quit my job there. And I don't know, I shouldn't have quit. I should have um, stuck it out and just told this person, he's going to have to, go on and stop coming in here to see me and holding me up from doing my job. And but I didn't. I just ran from it, like I, did all my other things. And my ex-husband would do the same thing. If he didn't like his job, and if he started feeling any kind of pressure or anything, he would quit and look for something else. But that wasn't the only reason I quit, because that was part of it. But another reason was that, you know, I was having a lot of pain standing on my feet all day, and dealing with, things at home. And um, it was, it's hard to explain, but I was still having to take the BC powders. I didn't go to the doctor and get anything for pain. I would just take BC powders, 3 times a day, and they were eating my stomach up. I started having problems with my stomach, but I would hurt all day long in my legs and my feet. And by the time I got home from work, I was exhausted, and my kids were struggling in school, and so many things were happening, and my life was stressful. So I decided to quit my job to work on our marriage. And he was working 2 jobs at the time, and he was in agreement. He wanted me to be able to stay home with my kids. He seen that I was struggling and having a difficult time, and so, we knew that we could make it, and everything. So that's what I did. I quit, and started being a full-time mother, and my kids wanted to do homeschooling. They wanted out of school. That's another story. So I'm going to get off here for a little bit, get dressed, and finish my coffee, and um, you know, it's 9:30, and I'm going to be back in a little bit. Goodbye.